Auto Group Cubs pregame live.
A beautiful night at Wrigley for the first time since April 4, 2013. Cubs are over 500 thanks to back-to-back wins in Colorado. Cubs go for their third straight win tonight. They host the Reds. First pitch comes your way 7:05 here on Comcast Sportsnet Plus. And welcome into our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live alongside Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan. There are certain games that give you a jolt. You were a player in the major leagues for a long time. When a team wins like they did yesterday on a Dexter Fowler a game-winning home run in the ninth, what does that do?
Well, good teams take that momentum and make it go, you carry it into the next day. That's what you want to do. I talk about it all the time. Momentum shows itself in different ways. It's how guys show up at the yard. They're excited to play. You weren't excited to play yesterday. We're excited after that ball game down to your last strike. I mean, holy cow. That's the best game that, honestly, I've seen in quite some time, and I watch a lot of baseball. Great to see Dexter Fowler's finding that stroke, finding that swing. Welly Castillo coming through as well. So much fun, but it should be a lot of momentum carried into the night.
All right, now the Cubs going into yesterday, get this stat. 0-79 last season when trailing going into the ninth. That's almost a mathematical impossibility. 0-79, not to come back one time. Yesterday, they get that comeback, and it starts with Arismendi Alcantara, who you just love as a player, drawing a walk, finding his way to second base on a wild pitch, Wellington Castillo with a pinch hit single, and then Dexter Fowler's dramatics. Everybody contributed.
Well, and that's the great thing about it. Everybody starts to feed off each other, and that's the one thing that you're starting to see in the lineup. I was begging for it on Saturday night when we had our first game here at Comcast, was the idea that, they hadn't played back-to-back games. The lineup seemed a little, hot and cold in spots. Of course, they still, haven't played a whole lot of games yet, but you want to get to that point, Cap, where everybody knows their role, what's expected of you, understanding the situation. And I talk about it all the time. Situational hitting. What a great job. Late in the ball game, you're down a couple runs, get on base. You're not looking to go a yard. You're not looking to put yourself in scoring position. We need a base runner. Get the tying run to the plate. Let's make some things happen. And you saw that in that ball game. Stolen bases, runners in scoring position, good defensive plays. This team is really starting to gel, starting to come together.
All right, third member of our crew, second consecutive year, is Kelly Kroll. Kelly, you were in the locker room today. You heard Joe Madden talk. They are feeding off that big win from yesterday.
Oh, no question. A galvanizing win is the word Joe Madden used to describe it. Of course, courtesy of Dexter Fowler, like you guys said, but really recognizing the fact that it took a number of guys on this roster to pull off that comeback victory in Colorado. You mentioned a couple of the guys already, but another one to mention, the bullpen that certainly picked up Kyle Hendricks in what wasn't his best start of the year, but it kept them in the game enough so that Wellington Castillo can come up big in the ninth inning, and then Dexter Fowler has his moment, but really a moment that has already in the early goings of the season brought this club together.
That's the type of stuff that gets guys going, gets teams going. We're especially coming back home. We're at home, and there's some familiarity here. So, hopefully we can take that momentum here.
Anytime you feel like you steal one, it's big. Winning is hard, man. You got to celebrate and enjoy each one because it's not easy. They don't hand them away. You got to take them. Last night we had an opportunity and we took one. And anytime you can, feel like you've done that, it's a big boost.
So yes, the Cubs now look to carry that momentum over into this series against the Reds and start piling up a few more division wins, something the players have all stressed as very important early on. None, however, may be more anxious to take the field this evening than John Lester, who will make his second start of the season. Lefty coming off a disappointing Wrigley debut, 4 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs in that loss. Had nothing working, he said afterwards. So he's ready to erase the feeling, and his manager says he'll be keeping an eye on a few specific areas.
If he could just get out there and get into that 100-pitch range comfortably. The big thing with him is that he's got all of his pitches working from early on. When he's that guy, it normally is that he presents deeply into the game. The other day started out well with velocity, but the cutter was like hit and miss for him. I know that that's happened to him in the past.
Lester.
Well, one thing Madden isn't too concerned with, guys, is his ability to throw over to first with a runner on. A lot has been made of this, but both Lester coming out this week, Joe Madden saying it is not an issue. And Cap, as we heard John Lester talking to the entire group of the media earlier this week after that first start, he is not somebody who wants to talk about this. This is not an issue to him. He said, I worked on it in the spring. It is something I can do. So we'll see how that goes moving forward.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. Don't forget, Kelly will be checking in throughout the ball game a little later tonight. Time for our DraftKings pitching matchup tonight. John Lester on the mound for the Cubs. Mike Leake for the Reds. He did not get a decision his first outing of the season, allowing 3 runs, 5 hits, and 5 2/3. Lester took the loss, giving up 3 runs, 4 1/3. All right, what did you see from John Lester on opening night?
Rust. I mean, that's really the one word that kind of stands out. I mean, he had his moments there late in the start where you thought, okay, this is the John Lester that we kind of expected to see, but he just looked a little rusty. And, you know, again, I maintain that going into the night. He's pitching on a lot of days rest. Now, you know, after the opening day start and it went the way that it went, John, I'm sure, was probably on point all week long, meaning, you know, dot the I's, cross the T's, bullpen needs to be this, I'm looking for that. I mean, this is kind of a big start. You know, here he is back doing the second time, and maybe the first one didn't go as planned. He wants to impress. There's no doubt about it. So, you know, even though those numbers on 7 days rest aren't real strong, 4.1 ERA, 35 starts in his career on 7 days rest, which are his worst numbers at any time, I really do think tonight's going to be a big start for him. He got enough lefties in that Cincinnati Reds lineup where I think he can dominate and be aggressive. It certainly should encourage him to be more aggressive.
All right, much made by the fan base, some members of the media, that he's got the yips or he doesn't throw to first. Joe Madden said, please, this guy's won World Series. They don't run him to death, so relax, everybody out there who thinks they're an expert on it. What do you say?
Oh, it doesn't bother me a whole lot. I mean, you know, you look at the state of the running game. You know, he used Billy Hamilton as an example earlier this week, and he's like, you know, I can throw over there 100 times. 101st time he decides to run, he's gone, he steals the base, and it really didn't matter what I did. Now, the one thing that is important, and, you know, certainly it stands out, he doesn't want it to become a national story like it's already starting to become. So, what do? During the week, you work on varying your times to the plate. That's all it comes down to. No, I don't think John Lester, I'm not sitting back waiting for him to come up with a great move to first base, all of a sudden become Andy Pettit on us. No, you vary your times to the plate. You mess the runners up over there. They can't get your time down. You'll lose a step. Running game under control.
Greg Maddux wasn't the best at holding guys either.
Vary your time, man. You got to get the guy out at the plate.
Hall of Fame.
Right.
Mike Leake will pitch for the Cincinnati Reds. He's a guy that's had some success against the Cubs. The Reds had a rough year last year with Votto and Bruce banged up so much, but he's a pretty quality right-hander.
I would define him as a grinder, you know, a rotational grinder. Usually you throw that on hitters. Guys are out there every day, battle. That's Mike Leake. You know, he's got good stuff. 92, 93 miles an hour on the fastball, cutter, slider, curveball, change. It's a little bit of the kitchen sink, throws it all up there. Likes to work fast, likes to stay aggressive. What's interesting about Leake is that his last start, 2.5-hour rain delay. Uncharacteristically went out there and walked 6 guys. Now he was able to work himself around it, but I wouldn't expect to see that tonight. Control's not his issue. He will be aggressive tonight. You will see the slider. You will see the cutter tonight. So Cubs hitters better be ready to hit. But it's always, you know, those guys that work real fast, you got to be real careful to control their pace. They get in that rhythm. Next thing you know, they rip off, you know, 14, 15 consecutive outs. Those are the guys you got to slow down and change them up in the box.
All right, we've got to take our first time out here on Fields Auto Group Cubs Pregame Live. When we come back, we'll talk about the Cubs bullpen. They've been excellent through the first week, and the offense has come alive. 19 hits in the last 2 ball games. We'll talk about all that with Todd Hollinsworth right after this.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
Fields has a level of integrity second to no other car dealer I've ever dealt with.
Service is over the top. I mean, I've never had a car dealership that is so easy to work with.
It's what we do, including our amenities program, which is absolutely free and includes free car washes and loaners. Fields matters because you matter.
The process of buying a car here at Fields is so easy. It's just easy.
For Fields Auto Group locations, go to FieldsAuto.com.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Do you have tough cleaning jobs around your house? Calcium deposits, lime, rust stains, yuck. Well, clean up fast with CLR. CLR's powerful formula blasts through tough cleaning problems inside and outside the house. It tackles buildup on shower heads, even coffee pots. And CLR has an EPA designed for the environment seal, so it's safer for your family and the planet. CLR, tough on yuck, gentle on everything else.
CLR is available at these fine stores.
Paintings of cats?
I sell antique cameras.
I sell mufflers.
Cellos.
Surfboards.
Stemware. It's odd.
Beautiful.
It has an unusual shape.
I have no idea how to pack this.
Wow. I need help.
I need experts.
It's fragile. Can you be trusted?
The UPS store pack and ship guarantee. We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it.
So if anything happens to this?
We'll take care of it.
I love logistics.
We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it at the UPS store.
TI injury report. Cubs have 4 pitchers currently on the disabled list. Dallas Beeler, Jacob Turner, both sidelined with right shoulder problems. Justin Grimm, inflammation in his right forearm. Tsuyoshi Wada injured his left groin in spring training. Also outfielder Chris DeNorfia working his way back from a left hamstring injury suffered out in Arizona. All right, welcome back to our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. He's Todd Hollandsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Let's take a look at Joe Maddon's lineup for tonight's series opener against the Cincinnati Reds. A little bit of change with Anthony Rizzo ensconced in the 2-hole. Dexter Fowler, of course, leads off. Soler, Coughlin, Castro, Alcantara, Ross, Lester, and Jonathan Herrera. Mike Holt, a leg scratch to give his wrist another day to heal. But let's talk about Anthony Rizzo's second straight game that he's in the 2-hole.
Well, I think it's going to be some opportunity. This is not uncommon. I mean, you look around baseball right now. Matter of fact, look across the field. We're going to give you the lineup for the Reds in a second. You're going to see Joey Votto hitting in the 2-hole. David Wright hitting in the 2-hole. You know, over the course of a season, Anthony Rizzo is going to get more at-bats in the 2-hole, and if he does stay there, you know, maybe it plays on his RBI opportunities. But that being said, you want your best hitter getting the most at-bats. And right now, he's got a little bit of protection. I'm not going to overstate that, but again, you're trying to get him going. Odds are he's going to get a few more fastballs to hit in that 2-hole right now. As we've watched, he's been getting hit and walked and pitched around.
All right, Jorge Soler moves down a spot with Rizzo in that 2-hole. He was 0 for 4 yesterday, but had a couple of knocks on Saturday. And, you know, talking with some of the scouts that I saw from other teams at spring training, they said, love Chris Bryant. Don't sleep on Jorge Soler. He might be your best player.
Oh, I just had a wonderful conversation with Billy Williams talking about him. And, you know, we were talking about offensive approach and how he uses the whole field and, you know, how this young Cubs team is going to get better with runners in scoring position. And we couldn't stop talking about Soler and what we've seen from him so far. He does understand situational hitting very well. He will be a run producer in this town. I am convinced of that. And, yeah, you know, maybe he's going through a little thing right now, but I think over the course of the season, we're going to watch him drive in a lot of big runs.
All right, now with John Lester on the bump tonight and hitting in the 8-hole, that means David Ross will get to start at catcher, sort of Lester's personal catcher that the Cubs signed and brought him over here. They were together in Boston as well. Look, Wellington Castillo, a big hit yesterday, got a start the other night, but Joe Maddon's made it work with 3 catchers. It's not easy. Your thought on having 3 catchers on the roster?
Well, I hope it works itself out. I mean, these guys all deserve some playing time. You're right. You know, David Ross comes to town. I mean, even before Ross got here and kind of understood it with Lester, it was the idea that Montero and Welly were going to make a great tandem behind the plate doing the lefty-righty thing, and I thought it was a great plan mapped out. Now you factor in Ross, who's going to get a bunch of at-bats too. But here, you know what? These guys are going to stay rested.
Oh, we appreciate it. You're the man. Thanks, buddy.
We appreciate it. Always nice to be dropped in on, right?
By Chris Coughlin.
Looking for a big night tonight. But again, back to what we were talking about. You got 3 catchers, and you're in a situation where these guys are going to push each other, motivate each other, and continue to stay healthy. That's the one thing in my mind that's going to serve it well. Is it ideal? No. I think you want to make it work over the course of time. I think that Theo's going to get something done eventually. But for now, they're doing it the best they can with 3 catchers, and these guys are getting some pinch hit at bats, and they've all kind of come through already.
All right, now, many people on Chris Bryant watch. You got to be down at least 12 days. Theo says it's a baseball thing. Everyone in the industry says, yeah, okay, whatever. Just get the service time thing out of the way and then get him up here. With Alt out, with Stella hurting, means there's a hole at third. When do you think he gets here?
I don't think he's going to be here anytime soon. I don't think there's really the idea of rushing him. I've had some really interesting conversations over at MLB Network. The idea that, even if the Cubs make a push and you end up with a tie at the end of the season and there's games 163 or 164, those are regular season games. You better be aware of those. So it's not this Friday when you really sit back and think about it. I just don't see the sense once he's been sent down to rush this thing. I'd love to see him get the opportunity, and I'm gonna maybe put some words in Theo's mouth. If we haven't noticed already, Theo loves to bring young guys up at a perfect time. We noticed he bringed up Javi Baez in Colorado, right? Great place to hit. I think he's looking for that perfect opportunity to get him up here.
The 24th of April,
maybe
at Cincinnati, or the next Monday when the Cubs go to Pittsburgh. I don't see any way he's here the first day that he can do it.
Well, no, for the reasons I threw out there, off the top. But again, like I said, not to rush it. The watch is out there. Sure, everybody wants to see him here, but right now, this team needs to gel. Some guys need some opportunity. They've earned their way onto this roster. 6 games is not enough, Cap. 10 games is not enough for guys to either get their feet down, prove that they belong here, or start making roster adjustments based on just getting Chris up here in the first place. Listen, they'll make space for him, but you got to give some opportunity to the guys that earn their way onto this team.
All right, time now for our Comcast Built for Business, and the guy we're talking about, Jay Bruce against the Cubbies. This will be Bruce's 100th game against the Northsiders in his career. Previous 99, hitting .282, 17 home runs, 55 knocked in. Cubs pitchers have gotten the better of the slugger as of late. Bruce has just won for his last 16 against Cubs pitching, including 10 strikeouts. Comcast Business, built for business. All right, Todd, Bruce just 4 for 20 this season. He's a very, very good player. The Cubs have handled him okay. What's your take on Jay Bruce?
Well, he's got a couple homers already. Listen, he's as streaky as they come. I've watched his career, and this guy's a game changer. He's a 30 and 100 weight and a half in every season, and you better respect it because you know what? If he gets hot, he will tear up a series. Jay Bruce is that kind of player. But you got to take it for what it is, and the way that his career has kind of been defined is through the streaking. It's exactly what he does. He put a team on his back for two or three weeks. Remember Alfonso Soriano? We used to talk about that all the time. He'd get so hot and carry us for a while. And then for a couple weeks, things would kind of go down the drain just a little bit, or maybe the strikeouts would start happening. Jay Bruce is exactly that, left-handed version.
All right, let's talk about the Reds lineup for manager Brian Price. Jay Bruce is in that lineup. Billy Hamilton is not. But you've got Joey Votto in there. You got Frazier in there. You got Phillips in there. You got Marlon Byrd, the ex-Cub. And we mentioned Jay Bruce, Mike Leake on the bump, Zach Cozart at short. They've got some good players.
Oh, my. They got some boppers in the middle of this lineup, and you're going to have to navigate it. The challenge, thankfully tonight Billy Hamilton's not in there, or we're not going to see that matchup, whether it's John Lester and Billy Hamilton. He's got 7 stolen bases. I'm sure he'll end up on the field tonight, but he's not in the starting lineup. Frazier and Votto right now are swinging the daylights out of the bat. 6 homers, 16 RBIs between the two of them. They have been the hottest hitters. Let's keep Marlon Byrd cooled off. Let's keep everybody else, Jay Bruce, down. But this is a very, very good lineup, and Reds fans are expecting them to do big things this year.
All right, let's talk about the Cubs bullpen. ERA just over 2 in the first week. They've been very, very good. Hector Rondon with the save yesterday. He has looked solid. Your take on the Cubs bullpen, which is down one of their quality arms with Justin Grimm on the DL.
Yeah, I want to see Justin get back dealing with that forearm right now. But, the one thing that really stands out to me, Cap, is that they've been aggressive. I've been so impressed with that. Chris Bosio has got these guys throwing strikes. There's nothing worse than dealing with a bullpen, and even a young bullpen. You say you've got the talent, you've got the velocity down there, but guys come in, walk the first guy that they face, or put traffic on out there. there was the game that we did on Saturday night. I mean, there was a lot of bullpen innings, and, you know, honestly, they just come in and are throwing pellets. If guys are getting hits, they're earning their hits, but they're not putting guys on base. They're not making mistakes. They're not making traffic for themselves. To a man, they've been very, very aggressive with the fastball, and it's been good to see.
All right, I've got to ask you, as a guy who played 12 years in the big leagues, I sit there watching games and I think, okay, so a lefty's coming up, so we're going to take out the really good right-hander that's getting people out because we have to go to a lefty. Joe Maddon isn't that type of guy. What is your take on playing the percentages?
Well, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, they don't always prove themselves out. I mean, you've got to have a feel for the momentum in the ball game and what a guy's doing and how he's executing pitches. You know, there is a bit of a traditional script that is typically followed by managers, and almost all of them that I played for tend to follow it, especially when it comes to matchups late in the game. Joe doesn't do that. He's got a feel for his guys, but it takes a special manager who knows his guys inside and out to be able to execute that, especially if you're going to leave that righty in there against the lefty. You better make sure that, you know, that guy's not on his game, or that he's going to keep the ball down and he's going to be able to get this guy out or get that bad contact, because if it doesn't happen, boy, you're going to get held accountable for it.
Is the difference that Joe Maddon's on a 5-year, $25 million deal, and a lot of managers are on a very short leash?
No.
He knows, hey man, if I try something that doesn't work, I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have the media grilling me because I'm here. I'm a long-termer.
That's Joe Maddon's style. That was Joe Maddon's style with the Rays. I've watched a lot of his games and a lot of games that he's managed, and you know what he does is he instills belief in his younger players, the opportunity to get, you know, through some of those situations. You know, for me, as many guys come up to the big leagues, by the second year I was playing the platoons. You know, the lefty was out there, I was out of that start, and so that would go on an awful lot. He doesn't do that. He wants these young guys to, you know, to either sink or swim, and he's going to give them every opportunity to figure out if they're going to be that lockdown guy that can stay in there against the lefties and the righties. Do you deserve to stay in there, the left-handed hitter against the left-handed starter? He gives his guys these chances and these opportunities, especially younger players. Joe Maddon is the right guy at the right time. I look at all those Tampa Bay Ray teams that he had are so similar to this club. I think we've got more talent, but young and guys trying to prove themselves at the big league level.
All right, before we get out of here, Anthony Rizzo, we talked a little bit about him moving to the 2-hole. Players are creatures of habit. When you pulled up to the park and you were playing every day, did you want to know, I'm hitting in this spot, I'm playing in that position, or no, wherever?
It's a great question, but I'll tell you this. It depends on how I felt at the plate. If I was hitting well, it didn't matter where I hit. I'll say it this way. I always love to be inspired by a change in the lineup. Now, if I was struggling in the 6-hole, and a lot of my managers would do this, they'd move me up to the 2-hole to get me going. As long as I got going, you know, it was okay. But if I didn't, then I really hated it, and I would blame my manager for it, at least in my head. So, listen, a change of scenery a lot of times for hitters is a very good thing. It gives you a different perspective. You get up, you hit differently in the game. You got to be ready. Anthony's got to be ready as soon as they get in the dugout after the first half of the first inning. So, you know, you get a different perspective. You change your karma. You change your way, and a lot of times it will produce good results.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how he responds to this. He has not gotten off to a great start through the first week. He is one of the Cubs' premier power guys, but it gives him an opportunity to get more at-bats.
Right.
It gives him just put the ball in play.
Well, certainly he's going to see more fastballs. To me, that's the key, and I think what Joe's trying to do is get him some better pitches to hit.
All right, we've got to take a timeout. We'll come back. We have our key performers and Todd's keys. We're here at Wrigley. Cubs and Reds on CSN Plus. We will be right back on Comcast Sportsnet Plus.
Everyone builds dream houses. But when you dream, you close your eyes. That's why you need a guide. To see if it's too close to the train. To line up a good school. And remind you of the cost of a pool. With a RE/MAX agent, you will see how much better than a dream home the right home can be. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Honda developed the first fuel-injected motorcycle?
The world's first omnidirectional personal mobility device. We even made rear-view cameras standard on every 2015 Honda vehicle. But I'm here to introduce one of our greatest innovations yet. The Honda Dream Garage sales event, with great deals on almost everything we make right now. So go, you've got a garage to fill.
The Honda Dream Garage sales event. Get a dream deal on an Odyssey with standard rear-view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef.
The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One-Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Your old air conditioner is costing you money. Put your money back in your pocket with a new energy-efficient air conditioner from Four Seasons. And right now, get a new air conditioner from just $24.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing. Call today for a free estimate from Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Welcome back to our Fields Auto Group Cubs pregame live. Cap and Holly with you, and it's time for the always anticipated Todd Hollinsworth's keys to a Cubs victory.
All right, here we go tonight, Cubs fans. Hot spots, that's where we're targeting tonight. The 2-3 spot in the Reds lineup. Joey Votto, Todd Frazier have been on a tear, really carrying this Reds offense. 6 homers, 16 RBIs between the two of them. Those two hot hitters have got to be contained in this ballgame. There's other spots in this lineup where I think you can get some outs tonight, but again, if you have to, pitch around him. I mean, I'm just going to put it to you that way. Both of these guys have been impact players already, including Votto, who's got game-winning hits. He's got a 2-homer game, and Frazier's doing the exact same thing. Both swinging the bats very, very well right now. Moving on, number 2, offensive chemistry. Talking a little Cubbies offensive chemistry. Much better the last 2 ball games. 3 2-out RBIs, 3 stolen bases yesterday. 4 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Fowler's bat woke up in Colorado. Coughlin got it going. We've got to get a few more of these bats going, but again, that chemistry that I like to see is that top-to-bottom impacted bats throughout a ball game, and against Leak tonight, I think there'll be some opportunity to get it going. So let's get it rolling here at home. And finally, Reds middle relief. Still talking to the Cubs hitters, real opportunity there. It was the weak spot in the Reds team last year in that their bullpen was 11-31. I mean, it was just atrocious at times. Minus Aroldis Chapman. It's the other guys you want to get to. They're already giving us signs that they can be had this year. In the St. Louis series, the Reds bullpen surrendered runs in all 3 ball games. So if you get Leak out of there early, there'll be some opportunity to score some runs as well.
All right, time for our key performers. I am going to go with Jorge Soler.
Oh, I'm going to go Mr. Alcantara tonight. I think he's going to have a big night, get that bat rolling.
All right, there you have it. Cubs and Reds are coming up. Len and JD will have your play-by-play. Holly and I back in the studio after the ball game with what we hope is a victorious post-game show. Todd Hollinsworth, our great crew, our producer, Jeff Nelson. I'm David Kaplan. We will see you after the ball game.
See Fields first.
It's not about the numbers, it's about the customer experience. The employees buy into it and they enjoy it, so you can tell that whole service trickles down to the staff, how they feel about customers, so they really value everyone.
It's what we do, including our amenities program, which is absolutely free and includes free car washes and loaners.
It separates Fields from some of the other dealerships, and I will not go anywhere else.
For Fields Auto Group locations, go to fieldsauto.com. Then see Fields first.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's. This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy. Taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
Wow, bear season was incredible, but it was absolutely freezing. So Wrigleyville Sports helped me warm up for bull season. They were on fire all year long. Then came the Blackhawks, and they got hot too. But now the boys of summer are back, and it's time to head to the south side. On second thought, it's a perfect day to get some sun in the bleachers.
Just because I'm away from my desk doesn't mean I'm not working. Comcast Business understands that. Their Wi-Fi isn't just fast near the router. It's fast in the break room, Fast in the conference room. Fast in Tom's office. Fast in other Tom's office. Fast in the foyer. Or is it foyer? Fast in the hallway. I feel like I've been here before.
Switch now and get the fastest Wi-Fi everywhere. Comcast Business. Built for business.
Everyone builds dream houses. But when you dream, you close your eyes. That's why you need a guide. To see if it's too close to the train. To line up a good school. And remind you of the cost of a pool. With a RE/MAX agent, you will see how much better than a dream home the right home can be. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Download Live Extra and start streaming all of CSN's Bulls games with Neil and Stacy live.
Hawkins with an 0-2. Drive to right. Way back. Cubs lead. Dexter Fowler with a 2-run homer. Oh, baby. Cubs win. Gorgeous night here at Wrigley Field. The Cubs have returned home after a successful weekend in Colorado and back inside the NL Central as the Cubs welcome in the Cincinnati Reds, first of a 3-game series here on Comcast Sportsnet. Great to have you with us. Jim DeShays, Len Casper with you. The Cubs did not win a game all of last year in which they entered the 9th trailing. Dexter Fowler got the job done yesterday.
His weekend just got better and better, didn't it? In his return to Colorado, he took an 0-for-5 on Friday night, then really turned things around, had a big day Saturday, and obviously a real big swing of the bat in the ball game yesterday, providing the difference with that 2-run home run in the top half of the ninth.
Boy, a big mistake by Hawkins on an 0-2 pitch, but good hitters take advantage of that, and Dexter called it a surreal moment.
Yeah, indeed. And, you know, 2 triples, 2 walks on Saturday, the big home run Sunday. Not coincidentally, the Cubs won those final 2 games.
Well, the Reds welcome back Joey Votto. He missed 100 games last year with a quad injury, and their offense struggled mightily, but he's off to a very good start, and the Reds are 4-2.
Yeah, 3 home runs already this year for Joey Votto. That's kind of been the story for the Reds. A lot of power so far this year. Frazier's also gone deep 3 times. Joey Votto looking a lot like Joey Votto's legs just weren't under him even when he was in the lineup last year.
Billy Hamilton not in the lineup. He has a finger injury for the Reds, so that running game won't be quite as strong for Cincinnati. John Lester will make the start for the Cubs. JD, it's been a while, 8 days since opening night.
Yeah, looking for a mulligan because he struggled in that opener. He was working underneath the ball, left the ball up in the strike zone quite a bit, so the number's not pretty. His first ever start against the Cincinnati Reds will come here tonight.
Mike Leake has faced the Cubs a lot in his career, and the right-hander will go for the visitors. The Cubs scored 15 times over the last 2 games in Colorado, both victories. They're back home to start a 6-game homestand next.
We're the bags fly freeing, no change feeing, people loving, low fare leading airline. But that didn't fit on the side of our plane. Ever worry you're going to end up on one of those teeny tiny itty bitty regional jets? We don't. Southwest only flies 737s. You know, the big ones.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings one-day fantasy baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT, mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com.
What a beautiful night here on the north side of Chicago. Wind not doing a whole lot. Dry conditions. Warm spring-like temperatures. We will get the Reds lineup here in a second. But first, the umpires for tonight. Jerry Meals will work home plate. Paul Emmel at first. Andy Fletcher at second. And Jordan Baker is over at third. Chris Negron is in for Billy Hamilton, who has a finger injury. So he's out of the lineup tonight. So is Devin Mesoraco, who's dealing with hip discomfort. John Lester deals, and we're underway. 92 on the fastball for strike one.
Yeah, John Lester last time out, his first start with the Cubs last Sunday, a week ago Sunday, struggled with his command, was up in the strike zone quite a bit. Good start here. So he busts that fastball at 92 over the outside corner.
Low and in. Negron getting his first start of the year for the Reds, who won their first 4, dropped their last 2 to the Cardinals. Ball fouled back. Manager really happy with how yesterday played out. So my team didn't quit.
Well, he was banged up. He was short on the bench. Come from behind on the road in dramatic fashion thanks to that guy and others. Alcantara drew a big walk in that deciding ninth. Wellington Castillo got a big pinch hit knock.
Two and two the count. Joey Votto's on deck. Lifted down the right field line, and that'll end up in the seats, out of play.
So Lester with that fastball, 92 miles an hour. He'll throw a 2-seamer, 4-seamer. Likes to cut it in on the hands of right-handed hitters. He's got a good curveball and a straight change. And Arsenal really serves him well against right-handed batters. They only hit .230 against him last year.
31 years old, 6'4", 240, and another 2-2 line drive, snagged by Castro. He pulled that ball right out of left field. Nicely done by the Cubs shortstop.
It's a happy pitch right there. Negron can feel good about hitting the ball hard. Lester got an out. Castro made a heck of a play.
So here's Joey Votto, who has hit second in every game though thus far for the Reds, and he turns on one into the right field corner. Soler will chase it down. Votto on his way to second, and he's going to make the turn, and he's got a triple. Joey Votto with a 1-out triple. And let's get the rest of the Reds Southwest starting lineup. Coming up, Todd Frazier, an all-star last year. Brandon Phillips in the cleanup spot. Former Cub Marlon Byrd in left, batting fifth. Jay Bruce in right. Brian Pena, the switch-hitting catcher. Zach Cozart, and then Mike Leake, who can really handle the bat.
Cubs defensively, you saw Castro do his thing. He's got Herrera on one side of him, Alcantara and Rizzo on the right side of the infield. Outfield, Coghlan, Fowler, Soler. David Ross for the second consecutive start behind the plate for Alexis pursuing perfection starting pitcher John Lester.
Infield in against Todd Frazier, who takes a strike on the outside.
Well, it's been a great career so far for John Lester. You see his numbers against National League clubs in his career, 15-8.
Hooked foul past former Cub manager Jim Riggleman, the Reds' new third base coach. Good to see him back in uniform here at Wrigley Field. Billy Hatcher, former Cub player, over at first. Ryan Price in his second year as a Reds skipper. Lester would love a strikeout here. Not going to get it though, and the Reds grab the lead as Votto will trot home. Frazier on his way to second with a double, triple double, and it's 1-0.
This Reds club has a completely different look with a healthy Joey Votto. Todd Frazier had a very nice year last year, as did Devin Mesoraco. They were both all-stars. Mesoraco, as Len mentioned, banged up right now, but Frazier's been swinging a hot bat here in the early going.
Lester allowed a first inning run a week ago yesterday on opening night against the Cardinals as well, as he faces Brandon Phillips. And a cut and a miss. So he's hitting in the cleanup spot for the second straight day after batting 7th in the Reds' first 5 contests. Cutter missed the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talked to John yesterday. He said, I don't have any superstitions or, certain times when I'm at home on the day I pitch that I have to do stuff. He has certain routines at the ballpark. There's another base hit to right, and Frazier's going to be held at third. They're at the corners. Jorge Soler's had a busy first inning out in right field.
Yeah, John Lester getting ambushed here in the first. All the 4 hitters really having good swings at him. Remember, the game started with Negron hitting that line drive that was snared by Castro. Since then, it's been triple, double, single. Jim Riggleman decides not to send Frazier. Doesn't want to challenge Soler out there with 1 out in the inning. With 2, he probably takes a shot.
Slow start for Marlon Byrd, 2 out of 21. But the last couple of years, a career renaissance. Made some mechanical changes. See the leg kick. He used to just have a toe tap when he was here working with Rudy Jaramillo. And the Reds hoping he can nail down that left field spot. They've used a ton of them over the last 5 or 6 years. Not hit very hard. Herrera will have to throw to first, and he gets Byrd, but a run will score, and it's 2-0 on an RBI ground out by Byrd.
A cheap RBI, but Marlon Byrd will take it. He's a little late getting that front side down, rolls over a little bit on it, but it works out for him. Softly hit. Frazier's going on contact. Only one option for Herrera.
Now Jay Bruce, coming off the worst year of his career. And again, if the Reds, and we say that a lot early in the year about everybody we see, if the Reds are going to contend, they need Jay Bruce to get back to the guy he was a couple of years ago. He's already hit a couple of home runs in 6 games.
He dealt with some injury problems last year as well, but the numbers were very un-Bruce-like. Hit .217, 18 home runs.
And he just turned 28, so according to his age, he's right in the prime of his career. That's a strike. It's 0-2. 0-2 is outside.
Should be advantage Lester as these Reds hitters get their first ever look at him. Marlon Byrd and Brian Pena, the only hitters in the lineup who have ever faced Lester. And so far, the Reds hitters have put on a pretty good show here.
Trying to catch the inside corner. He thought he did.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Gary Meals remains perfect. Still hasn't missed one.
Phillips, the runner at second. 2 runs in and a 2-2 count on Jay Bruce. And a base hit. Not hit hard enough for Coghlan to have a shot at Phillips. 3-0. 4 hits for the Reds here in the opening frame.
That pitch is sliding off the outside corner, and Bruce, a big strong guy off the end of the bat, just muscles it into shallow left field.
Now Brian Pena, who actually had to leave the game yesterday, injured his left shoulder. There goes the runner Bruce. Throw to second. Safe. Like a good throw may have gotten him. And much was made last week about John Lester and the fact that he did not make a pickoff throw to first all of last year. In fact, it's been about 2 calendar years since he's done that. Yeah, low throw gets him.
Yeah, and Bruce really didn't have a good jump, and Lester is very quick to home plate. So, you know, whether he has the yips or not, you know, he still is able to combat the running game just by being quick to home plate and changing his time, you know, holding the ball from time to time.
Xfinity high-speed action yesterday. Brian Pena, do I slide? Do I dive? I think I'm just going to injure myself. Ooh, that is ugly. But back in the lineup here tonight as Castro will throw out Pena, but a big first for the visitors. It's the Reds 3 and the Cubs coming up.
Hey, Jerry. Nice yard. I bet this dead wood really hits home for you. The only thing getting trimmed around here are property values.
Does it ever feel like your yard work is taunting you?
Where you going? The nail salon's the other way.
Take back your yard with professional-grade equipment from Echo. Reliable, easy to use, and backed by a 5-year warranty. Echo. Get serious. During the Echo National Sales Event, get the SRM 225 trimmer for less than $200.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Hughes from Binny's Beverage Depot. What an amazing starting lineup. I'm looking out at over 3,000 spirits, and the prices, they are the guaranteed lowest on every bottle every day. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a euro for the hand that does stuff well, and a euro for the hand that tries, but can't. Arby's, we have the meat.
If tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to JDRF. Cubs Southwest starting lineup will be started by Dexter Fowler at the game-winning home run yesterday. Rizzo, Soler, Coghlan in the cleanup spot for the 2nd straight day. Castro, the shortstop. Arizmendi Alcantara was going to hit 9th, but Mike Olt scratched from the lineup, so he goes to 6. Ross Lester, and then Jonathan Herrera hitting 9th.
Reds defensively, no Billy Hamilton, so Negron gets a start in center field. His first ever major league start out there in center field. Bruce and Byrd right and left. Frazier, Cozart, Phillips, Votto. Very solid defensive infield. Brian Pena behind the plate. And 27-year-old right-hander Mike Leake, the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Redlegs here tonight.
0-1 to Fowler. Was hit out of play. Mike Leake, a terrific athlete in some ways, JD. Not the repertoire per se, but he's the right-handed version of Travis Wood. Good athlete. He can hit.
Field the position. Whereas Travis is a fly ball guy with all those cutters. Leake more of a ground ball pitcher, throws a lot of sinkers. Like Travis, not overpowering.
Eight and 2 lifetime in 15 career starts against the Cubs, and has won each of his last 4. Has not lost to the Cubs in 3 seasons. Off the plate inside, so Fowler from 0-2 to full count. Rizzo on deck. It was a happy man getting on the Cubs charter last night. Dexter Fowler, after a successful homecoming of sorts to the Rockies, and a game-winning home run. It looks like he's knocked LaTroy Hawkins out of the closer's role as the Rockies beat the Giants today 2-0. Rafael Betancourt got the save. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Just couldn't get the hands pulled in quick enough to get the barrel to that inside fastball from Leake. 53 and 42 lifetime for Leake, who's now 27 years of age. First round pick out of Arizona State back in 2009.
Strike called on Rizzo. 2 out of 14, but you see that on base percentage with 2 walks and 4 hit by pitches. Ball bounded foul. 62 degrees as we got started. Northwest wind at 8.
It's beautiful.
So crosswind from left to right maybe will help a power hitter like Rizzo on a fly ball to right. Forget April 13th. I'll take this on June 13th.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
I wouldn't ask for much more in that regard.
Good take. See if that convinces Leake to challenge him with a fastball here.
Soler next. Cubs went 1-1 against the Cardinals, then won 2 of 3 in Colorado. There's a ball squared up and lined on a hop to Jay Bruce for the Cubs' first hit.
Yep, just the way he dismissed that previous changeup convinced Leake that maybe Anthony was sitting on soft stuff, so he does challenge with a fastball, and Rizzo drops a head on it and rifles a single into right.
Soler still looking for his first home run. Looks at a strike. Reds made a bunch of roster moves before this game. Mentioned Hamilton and Mesoraco considered day to day. But they have a new catcher on their roster, Kyle Skipworth, selected from AA Pensacola. Josh Smith, the right-hander, will join their bullpen. Infielder Chris Dominguez sent to Louisville, as was right-hander Raisel Iglesias. He recently made his big league debut, and expecting Homer Bailey back possibly this coming weekend off the DL.
Cubs will
rough
not
year with
see,
the bullpen, didn't they, last year?
Yeah, and they've had some rough bullpen issues already this year. Cubs will miss Johnny Cueto in this series.
That ball hammered to deep left, and it's going to go. A line drive home run for Jorge Soler. It's 3-2.
He found it.
We're just getting started.
You said he was looking for his first home run, and he just found it. That's the ball I thought he was going to hit in Colorado over the weekend. But it'll play. Here's your Ford home run replay, #1 on the year for Jorge Soler, as the Cubs starting to drive the ball here in recent days. Boy, what a great finish.
His first career homer, remember, August 27th of last year in Cincinnati off Matt Latos. First at bat. Coors Field has come along with us. 3-2 in the first inning.
These construction workers are going to show up early for work tomorrow so they can get that home run ball.
Coughlin chops it foul into the Reds dugout. To the opposite field, and Bird's not going to get this one either. One hops the door, and Coughlin's got a double. Single homer double as the Cubs respond against Mike Leake.
Of course, Coughlin is now 6 out of 6 in his career off of Leake. And this is his third double. That one has good run, but not sink, and Coughlin able to hit it with authority to left field. Did a bunch of that in spring training, not just hitting the ball on the line to left, but driving the ball over the outfielders' heads to left field.
Castro hitting 5th tonight, snapped a 13-game hitting streak yesterday that dated back to last year. 47 career plate appearances for Castro against Mike Leake, the most he's had against anybody, and he's hit .302. Makes sense. They both debuted in 2010. Got part of the bat. Instead of 2-0, it's 1-1. Mentioned Mike Leake. Went to Arizona State. He was a quick study, pretty advanced, and that's why he went right from being drafted to making their club the following year. April 11th, 2010, he debuted against the Cubs. Even at the time, JD, nobody said this guy's going to be a perennial Cy Young Award winner, but they liked his aptitude, and he's had a solid major league career.
Yeah, you know, usually when you see a guy pick that high in the draft, he was the 8th overall pick, you think, well, this is going to be a guy with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball with, you know, top of the rotation type stuff. With the Reds, what they saw in Mike Leake was a guy that would get to the big leagues quickly and could help them, whether it was out of the bullpen or as a starting pitcher. I don't think they ever envisioned his ceiling being as an ace, but a guy that could fit into the middle of a rotation for a long time.
That ball feathered into left, a base hit. Gary Jones going to send Chris Coughlin. Bird's throw cut off by Todd Frazier, and we're tied. How about that? John Lester gives up 3 in the top of the first, and the Cubs respond with 3.
Typically, April here at Wrigley Field, it's cold, the wind's blowing in, and it's a pitcher's night. That is not the case here this evening, and the hitters are having a fine time of it. A little bit of a hanging slider there. Watch Castro. He's kind of out in front of it, but he keeps the hands in the strike zone, gets the barrel to the ball.
JD, we're on a 27-27 pace.
Yes, we are.
Alcantara looking for his first hit. He has walked 5 times, but 0 for 12.
I was listening to the Brewer game today a little bit, listening to Uke.
Yeah, they won in St. Louis.
And they have a promotion there. I think it's the Potawatomi Casino. That they draw a lucky fan's name, and if there's 21 runs scored in the game, they win $5,000. It could be.
Is it exactly 21?
Yeah, it's like
they bust at 22.
I think so.
On the ground, Phillips will spin and throw to Votto in time to get Alcantara. Castro is at second with 2 outs as he chats with his colleague Zach Cozart. Well, former Red David Ross, second start. Both have come with John Lester on the mound. And they will intentionally walk him to get Leake into the 30s with his pitch count and face Lester, who's on deck.
Yeah, this is an interesting strategy in the bottom half of the first inning. But given the way it's gone, I think Brian Price is just trying to find the easiest path to the dugout for Mike Leake. Normally you wouldn't consider an intentional walk this early in the ball game. You go ahead and feel like you should be able to get Ross out and then have Lester leading off the next inning. I still would probably favor that. If I were on the mound, I would be kind of looking in at the skip saying, "You sure, man?" Because I'd want to set up that next inning with the pitcher leading off.
See his career numbers and also 0 for 5 in the playoffs. So the 8th batter of this opening inning.
That's a good swing.
Yeah,
that's a legit swing right there for a lifetime 0-0-0 hitter. Head down. Pretty good pass at it.
Pena didn't love it. Solid contact, but knocked down by Cozart, and a nifty flip to Brandon Phillips to end the inning. Lester hit that one hard. 3-3 after an inning.
You're finally here. Long way from the Sandlot. First game in the majors? You don't know ARP, because this family is enjoying a cross-country baseball stadium trip they planned online at AARP Travel. It's where your journey begins with inspiration, planning, booking, and hot travel tips from real pros. If you don't think seize the trip when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
Try friending the way it was meant to be. The weekend is just the beginning. So start now at the Bass Pro Shops Workender event and sale with great deals throughout the store, plus free demos, social hour, and great prizes April 24th and 25th.
Termites like to use stealth. They live underground and build mud tubes, little tunnels made of chewed wood, mud, and I say this delicately, they're poop. to sneak into your home. But I know all about their covert operations. Using my flow meter, I apply the proper amount your home needs to help keep them from breaking and entering. To catch a pest, you have to think like a pest, not just for any home. For your home. Orkin, pest control down to a science.
Have a Cuervo. Have a sensitive side. Just don't have any regrets. Cuervo, have a story.
Let's get this started. Push harder, run faster, get stronger. Throw on our jerseys and head north. Paint the red line blue. Maybe play two. It's a brand new day. So let's ditch the ketchup and pour on the mustard. It's time to turn this corner. The winds are shifting. Your 2015 Chicago Cubs. Let's go. Get tickets at Cubs.com.
3-3 after one. Cub fans, let's go. The Cubs continue to battle the Reds. 2 more night games. Tomorrow and Wednesday, off day Thursday. Then the Padres in town for a 3-game set over the weekend. Tickets are available for every game. Get your tickets at Cubs.com.
The ball hit hard as Zach Cozart rolls one in the left.
Now, one of the things you look for with John Lester is arm angle. When he's on top of the ball, he's got a little depth on that cutter. And the ball's got life down around the knees. If he starts to get under it a little bit, the ball kind of flattens out on him. And he gets hit hard. Right now, he's just kind of out there searching.
Well, how does Brian Price handle Mike Leake now? The guy who's a career .233 hitter. I don't think this is just a guaranteed bunt. But maybe it is.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to issue the intentional walk in the bottom half of the inning, you're probably going to bunt in the top half of the inning. And, defensively, he was doing whatever he could to prevent that run. Now he's playing for a run with Leake up there.
Five hits already for Cincinnati. Bunted foul for strike 3. Wednesday night, the Blackhawks start their quest for the Cup. They'll be in Nashville to take on the Predators. Chevy Blackhawks pregame live starts at 7. Then game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals right here on CSN Chicago.
And I do believe number 88 is going to be playing.
Hearing rumors, yes. Is that have they said that for sure? Been in baseball mode the last few hours.
I think I got a text from Kelly saying that Kano was going to be in.
Your daughter
there.
said he's in, then that's official for me.
Yeah. Cleared for full participation. And there's the sarcastic cheer as Lester flips one over to first base.
He did it once in spring training, and he might not have to be that accurate because, as you said, he's quick to the plate. He might just have to show yeah, I'll do it. So his first throw to first in 2 years.
Yeah, because what you want to do, if it's Billy Hamilton out there, you're probably not going to stop him from running anyway. But the marginal guys who typically don't run, if they feel like he's never going to come over, they're going to start to take liberties. So he's got to be able to do that on occasion just to shorten their lead a little bit. Because Kozar's got a huge lead.
And he throws this one away. And Cozart on his way to third. Soler's throw! Out by about 5 feet.
Jorge Soler says, I got your back, buddy. I got you covered. Boy, what a sweet turn of events for John Lester after the errant pickoff throw. Soler comes to the rescue. He's getting the ball just as Kozar gets to second base. That was an ill-advised attempt to go to third. After the game, Joe Madden will say, that's the play we've been working on. That wasn't an errant throw. That was an intentional play.
It was a deke.
So we've seen the power from Soler and now the arm.
DeGrom with a ground ball to short. Castro to Rizzo to end the inning. Boy, a lot to chew on after that half inning. 3-3.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2, starring Kevin James, in theaters April 17th.
I'm a highly trained security specialist. It's a very good defense. One more!
Paul Blart 2.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef. The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
Save big at Menards. How big? 11% big. This big. Bigger. 11% bigger. With 11% make it brighter. No, 11% brighter. Softer? 11% softer. Save 11% on blocks. Every block. Save 11% on appliances. All appliances. Save 11% on paint. That's right, all the paint. From this to this, or even this. There's no end to the possibilities with an 11% rebate on your entire purchase. Hurry in for big savings.
Caring for you and your eyes just got a little easier. Right now, buy one pair of eyeglasses or prescription sunglasses and get another one free. This is genuine eye care right in your neighborhood. This is Pearl Vision.
Follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long on Comcast Sportsnet. Brought to you by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. We'll chat in-game with Patrick tomorrow night. Jorge Soler showing off not only a strong right arm, but an accurate one, and that matters a lot. A strong throwing arm with zero accuracy doesn't help anybody.
No.
Not in this game. Two balls and a strike on Jonathan Herrera, who made his first Cubs start yesterday and got back in the lineup here tonight. Mike Olt's just going to get another day with the hand/wrist. Tommy La Stella still day-to-day with the side issue as he flies out. All right, so John Lester. So he makes the first throw to first, and then he makes the second one that's the errant throw. And I suppose he'll be asked after the game about throwing to first. Do we think he threw to first because of the scouting report and that guys were getting big leads, or is it just to kind of try to end this whole?
I think it's
100% strategic.
I think it's because of the leads and how aggressive they were, and the fact that he's got to show that he'll go over there to try to shut down that running game a little bit.
And after the errant throw, will he do it again? Is the other question.
Well, the nature is Kozart was taking such an aggressive lead on him. He had to do something. So, you know, if he doesn't feel comfortable throwing over there conventionally the way a left-hander would, then I think he should just step off the rubber and kind of take a couple steps in his direction and back him off a little bit. My best advice right now would be just don't let anybody get on base.
Right. Well, that's well, the other thing is statistically it is not an issue. Teams have not run crazy on John Lester. So
But I don't know that it's ever been the story that it has become all of a sudden here.
I totally agree.
So I think clubs are going to, and you could just see by the nature of the lead that Cozart had, and Bruce as well. You know, and Bruce isn't a real, he can run a little bit, but he's not a great base stealer. But he had a huge lead.
Well, I'm sure opposing teams they're going to go in first movement.
Yeah,
and if he throws, they say just keep going.
They're going to take real big leads and challenge him to go over, right? Because if he just kind of goes soft and gooses it over there, they're going to be able to steal. Even with an accurate throw, they're going to get their fair share of bags.
Rizzo lines one into center. He's 2 out of 2. Just doubled his season hit total in these first 2 at bats.
That's pretty. It's Mike Lake's second start of the year. The first one came against the Pirates. Got a no decision. He struggled in that game, really labored. Walked 6, allowed 5 hits. In 5 2/3, he only allowed 3 runs.
Fly ball to right. Bruce over into the corner, still drifting, and he's got it on the warning track to end the inning. 2 out hit, no runs. Pitcher settling in after a rough first.
The switch to T-Mobile is on. Even Verizon customers are seeing the light. T-Mobile has America's fastest 4G LTE network. From the Bay Area to the Big Apple. And more data capacity per customer. Need one more reason? We'll even buy out your contract. Ready, set, switch to the Data Strong network.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced, or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The Lexus IS, as aggressive as it looks. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 IS 250 for $349 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
What made you switch to Taco Bell breakfast?
For me, I personally think that all the breakfast sandwiches are the same. A dry biscuit with sausage or bacon on it, and that's it. Have a nice day. But this is an AM crunch wrap with my eggs and my bacon and cheese. But what really sets it off is the fact that I have a hash brown in here. Really, who does that? I pass a McDonald's and I pass a Burger King just to get to Taco Bell. I'm CJ. And I'm a breakfast defector.
Well, welcome back to Wrigley Field. Cubs and Reds tied as we get set for the third here. John Lester back out on the mound, and we've been dissecting everything. A rocky first inning, the second, that errant throw, and now he's going to try and settle down here. One of the things Joe Madden said following his first opening night start, guys, was to not forget the spring training and lack thereof of a routine he had. He's still kind of settling in here and trying to nail some things down, and so we have to keep in mind that that was shortened because of the dead arm and just not getting a lot of action there after that. So still maybe what could be considered his last spring training start here tonight. Now, of course, David Ross, who's catching for him, said you will never get him to tell you that, but I'll tell you he is still trying to work some things out. So I guess we can keep that in mind tonight as we continue to watch him.
Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, it was a different spring for him. He's in a different uniform. He's in a different league.
Yeah, a lot of things to think about for John Lester signing the big contract. So much focus on him.
2-2 to Votto.
And given what we know about him, his reputation as a competitor, that's when that's when it takes over. Struggled last time, got hit around here early tonight, had the errant throw on the pickoff. At some point, you just get mad and just start attacking people.
Ground ball to Castro, who backhands. Lots of time. Votto's out. When you say attacking people, you mean
just
pitching?
getting after, compete. You know, you try to clear your mind of all those thoughts about the dead arm and the pickoff throws, and you just say, wait a minute, I'm one of the best in the business. Let's go.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the guy last year had an ERA of 2.46. 219 2/3 innings. One ball, one strike to Todd Frazier. Bust out year last year. He and Devin Mesoraco. The 2-1. It's now 3-1. John not happy at all with himself about that pitch. Lester, an opening day starter for the 5th consecutive time. Previous 4 came with the Red Sox. High fly, not deep. Fowler went back, now in, and he's got it.
Every Sunday afternoon game is a Kids Sunday at Wrigley Field. This Sunday, after the ball game, the first 1,000 kids 13 and younger with wristbands will be allowed on the field to run the bases. For more information on the Cubs Kids Sundays program, visit cubs.com/kids. So I don't think that means you just show up with wristbands. I think you'll be given wristbands if you're one of the first 1,000 in line, and then you get to run the bases.
Got it. There's Brandon Phillips. Single and a run in the first. Line drive the other way. It's down, and Phillips 2 for 2. So they have a hit in every inning. It'll bring up Marlon Byrd.
For a minute there, that Soler might come in and try to make a play on that ball. I think he made the right decision. 2 outs in the inning. You don't want to make a mistake and allow extra bases. Okay, so here we go. Does Phillips take that aggressive lead off first base?
Well, birthday wishes to pass along. Bia Khan and Mahmoud Khan.
Got a huge
birthday coming up. Yep, big lead there. Lester with a curveball for ball 1.
So who's got birthdays?
Safdar Khan's wife.
Oh.
Safdar, fine media relations coordinator with the Cubs. He wants to send out happy birthday wishes to his wife Bia. His dad Mahmoud coming up later this month. Throw to first, safe. And Rizzo, I think, telling the dugout to maybe stall for time and take another look.
Yeah, that's the danger. If you take that big aggressive lead and you don't go, you better make sure you bust it back to the bag. Ooh, man.
He might have been out.
He was out.
Is it conclusive? Maybe this will give us the best look. Oh. So the challenge has been made. I think the first look we had was the best one. I think John Lester's teammates have decided they've got his back with this running game.
Well, that's what you got to do, right? If there's a deficiency somewhere, you have to try to make up for it in other areas. Ross doing his bit to try to keep Phillips tight.
See, that look, he's out, but is it 100% out or is it 98.5%? We'll just have to wait and see. Crowd responding as they're showing it on the
and the looks they're showing on the big screen here aren't really conclusive, but fans being fans are really convinced that he was out.
See, the glove actually hides Phillips' right hand, which makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, they're taking some time, and understandably so. They'll get as many looks as possible.
Care to take a guess at what they will actually call?
Boy, this is our first one of the year. My guess is that they're going to say the play stands. That they can't conclusively overturn it.
I would tend to agree, but
I
we've
think
been wrong
they had
before.
him, but I'm not convinced that they're going to be able to get a look that convinces them.
Got dirt flying all over the place. It looked like the glove got to the hand first.
His hand kind of bounces off the corner of the bag too after the initial tag, and I don't know if Anthony was able to keep the glove on there long enough, but that's tough. That's tough. With that look right there, it would be very difficult to overturn that call. John Lester looking over in frustration as if to say, well, whatever it is, let's just go.
I think you got it right on the money. Probably a call stands. This is going to end the inning anyway. As Soler makes the catch, Bird is out. So are the Reds. 3-3.
Do you have tough cleaning jobs around your house? Calcium deposits, lime, rust stains, yuck. Well, clean up fast with CLR. CLR's powerful formula blasts through tough cleaning problems inside and outside the house. It tackles buildup on shower heads, even coffee pots. And CLR has an EPA designed for the environment seal, so it's safer for your family and the planet. CLR, tough on yuck, gentle on everything else.
CLR is available at these fine stores.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America.
Here we go.
Check out Escape and find out why Ford is the brand more people buy and buy again.
Wow.
That's a 4-cylinder? I thought it was a 6.
I definitely feel the EcoBoost in the Ford Escape. That's like a sports car. I just opened my trunk with my foot. I prefer, without a doubt, the Escape over the CR-V.
Take the EcoBoost Challenge and get an Escape with 0% financing plus $500 cash back, plus $750 competitive owner cash, or lease for only $199 a month.
Welcome to Subway. What can I make for you?
How about something from our new Greek-inspired Mediterranean collection? Juicy chicken or tender steak, topped with crumbled feta cheese, crunchy cucumbers, black olives, or any of your favorite veggies. The finishing touch is a creamy tzatziki sauce. Try yours on fresh toasted flatbread, as a fresh chopped salad, or in a soft flour wrap. The new Subway Mediterranean collection won't be here long, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Subway. Eat fresh.
tomorrow. NL Central rivals converge at Clark and Addison in an epic early season matchup. Watch Joe Madden's Northsiders as they go for the W and try to fly the victory flag against Cincy. Cubs versus Reds. Coverage begins at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Wednesday, the White Sox take on the Cleveland Indians in an early season and a late morning matinee. White Sox pregame live, presented by Lexus of Orleans, starts at 10:30 a.m. on CSN Chicago. Breakfast with the Sox on Wednesday.
Hawk and eggs.
Coghlan, Castro, Alcantara against Mike Leake. Both teams with 3 runs in the opening inning. And nothing since. Although we have had some action. Right-hander on a 1-1, and that one pounded on the ground. Wide of first, it's foul.
So as I mentioned, after Coghlan got that double last time off of Leake, he's now 6 for 6 off this right-hander. Normally 6 at-bats, 6 plate appearances against the guys. Nowhere near enough of a sample to put any stock in, but when it's 6 out of 6, it certainly gets your attention. With 3 doubles.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, 2 for 2 doesn't really say much. But I don't even know if 6 for 6 does, but it's worth pointing out.
If nothing else, it's just an oddity. There's 2 ways to think about it. He owns Mike Leake, or he's just due to start making some outs against Mike Leake. Statisticians would probably argue the latter.
Seven for 7.
They don't know anything, those statisticians.
Chris trying to get 2, and he is out. And he's looking at Joe Madden, saying maybe you want to look at that one. Joe's going to come out and have a word with Andy Fletcher, the second base umpire. Just had a challenge that stood, was not reversed.
Yeah, I can understand Coghlan going here. Bird does not have a great arm, and he had to work his way towards the line to go get that ball, but the throw is on line. That speaks to your point earlier about you don't have to have a great arm if you have an accurate arm. Coghlan appears to get that left hand to the bag prior to being tagged by Phillips. Andy Fletcher, the second base umpire, is blocked. He's kind of on the other side of that play. So it'd be very difficult for him to know exactly when that tag was applied.
So the new rule this year is a manager keeps his challenge after every call that is overturned. And as we said in the last half inning, it was not overturned. I think he was out. I think they got it right. Don't you?
No,
you don't.
I don't. The ball beat him, but I
thought he got him right there.
The first look we had at it looked like to me that the tag missed the front arm and got the right shoulder or upper body after the left hand got in.
Okay.
Prior to replay, that would be nobody would argue that call. Because look at the throw's there, the glove is down. I just think Phillips didn't get him until.
Maybe you're right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, until late.
First look, I thought he had him, but that one.
But that's and that's why umpiring is so. I mean, it's easier now because of replay because they have a better chance of getting it right. But it's so difficult because of replay because your initial what your eyes tell you and what actually happened many times are 2 different things.
Top foul. The other point of that particular play, JD, is it does tell you that managers have to be as objective as possible in terms of the information they get from their video people to challenge anything in the first 6 innings.
Right.
Because if you go on your emotions and a player's going, come on, I was safe, and you lose that challenge, then you might have another play like we just saw.
Right.
I don't think that was the case in the play at first. I think the Cubs thought he was out. And it just didn't get overturned.
So I think the question becomes, is he out enough? Is the look we're going to get at it enough for these umpires? And that's very difficult to make that decision in a short amount of time. I would imagine an umpire or a manager like Joe Madden, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him come up with like a number system with his guys. Like if Rizzo says, I think I got him. Well, 1 to 10. Right. I feel like, is it to 10 you got him, or is it a 7 you got him?
Curve strike on Alcantara. I think we've had more interesting things happen in the scoreless innings than in the ones in which the teams each scored 3. As strange as that is to say, inside 2-2.
Pitchers have started to walk off the mound here thinking they've had an inside corner. Jerry Meals hasn't called it.
On strike 3 that time. 3-3 after 3.
Free to train a turd.
Wow, Bears season was incredible, but it was absolutely freezing. So Wrigleyville Sports helped me warm up for Bulls season. They were on fire all year long. Then came the Blackhawks, and they got hot too. But now the boys of summer are back, and it's time to head to the South Side. On second thought, it's a perfect day to get some sun in the bleachers.
What does high-strength, roll-formed steel look like? Like this. Chevy Silverado. High-strength steel for high-strength dependability. Now get $7,000 total value on this Silverado. Plus, Chevy owners can get an additional $1,000. Plus 1 year of Sirius XM with every MLB game. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Right now, you can get 2 Arby's Euros for just $6. That's a Euro for the hand that does stuff well, and a Euro for the hand that tries, but can't. Arby's, we have the meats.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Hughes from Binny's Beverage Depot. What an amazing starting lineup. I'm looking out at over 2,500 beers, and the prices, they are the guaranteed lowest on every bottle every day. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Wednesday, your Bulls engage top-seeded Atlanta in an exciting regular season finale. Join us for Bulls Pregame Live, presented by Coors Light, and stream the game live on the NBC Sports Live Extra app. Bulls, Hawks, Wednesday at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Plus.
Show you bleed Cubby Blue by becoming a member of the Cubs Club, the official fan club of the Chicago Cubs. Members will enjoy game day audio and exclusive perks throughout the 2015 Cubs season. Now is the perfect time to join, rejoin, or give a fellow Cubs fan the gift of a Cubs Club membership. To join today, visit Cubs.com.
1-0 on Jay Bruce. 4th inning. 3-3. All the runs came in the opening frame. Short left, Coughlin will make the catch. And we want to pass along our condolences to the family of a lifelong Cub fan who recently passed away, Jose Flores. He's passed away at age 71. And thinking about his family. Now Brian Pena grounded to short in the opening inning. Curve missing. So it's probably worth a refresher on the challenge system, right? Just a quick.
Yeah.
We've had one unsuccessful challenge and another one that the Cubs may have wanted if they had one. Reading from the official rules on MLB.com, each club gets one manager challenge. To start each game, a manager may challenge as many reviewable calls within a single play as he desires using the one challenge. If it's not overturned, the club will lose the ability to challenge any additional play or call in the game. Any challenge call that's overturned by a club may challenge one additional play or call in the game. So every time you're right, you get an extra one. Fowler over, and the slide and the catch. Smooth. Dexter Fowler robbing Brian Pena.
Used up a lot of real estate with those long legs. This ball looked like it may have been working its way back the other way on him. Well done. Lester in pursuit of a 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight. Well, he had one in the second with Kozar being thrown out at second. So what about the manager going out to argue even after he's already exhausted his challenge?
Yeah, I thought that would be somewhat eliminated, but Joe was allowed to say his piece after Coughlin was called out. The other thing that I like that we've seen a little bit, Joe's kind of taken a few steps out of the dugout, but they can challenge from the dugout. They don't have to go all the way out to the umpire anymore for the sake of time. Manager must use a challenge in order to review whether a play at home plate included a violation of that home plate collision rule. The crew chief can do it a 7th inning or later. But before the 7th, the manager has to use a challenge for that particular play, which is a change from last year. Bounce to Castro at short. And John Lester with a 1-2-3, 4th inning, still tied.
People of the coffee drinking world, Dunkin' has a dark roast coffee that's deliciously roasted just right for a bold start and smooth finish that's never bitter. Put down the dark roast you've been putting up with and reach for the one you deserve. America runs on Dunkin'.
I sell paintings of cats.
I sell antique cameras. I sell mufflers.
Cellos.
Surfboard. Stemware. It's odd.
Beautiful. It has an unusual shape.
I have no idea how to pack this.
Wow. We need help.
I need experts. It's fragile.
Can you be trusted?
The UPS store pack and ship guarantee. We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it.
So if anything happens to this,
we'll take care of it.
I love logistics.
We pack it, we ship it, we guarantee it at the UPS store.
Let's get this started. Push harder, run faster, get stronger. Throw on our jerseys and head north. Paint the red line blue. Maybe play two. It's a brand new day. So let's ditch the ketchup and pour on the mustard. It's time to turn this corner. The winds are shifting. Your 2015 Chicago Cubs. Let's go. Get tickets at Cubs.com.
We all scream for ice cream flavored iced coffees from Dunkin' Donuts. Try the delicious new Rocky Road, butter pecan, and cookie dough flavors today. America runs on Dunkin'.
The Cubs have announced the organization and its fans will help those affected by tornadoes that swept through Fairdale and Rochelle, Illinois last week. That'll happen tomorrow night. Cubs associates will collect monetary donations at the gates here at Wrigley Field before the start of the game, and money raised will benefit the Illinois tornado relief effort, a campaign of the McCormick Foundation to support nonprofits providing disaster relief and recovery efforts to those communities hit the hardest by the tornadoes. Also, the Cubs charities 50-50 raffle proceeds from that will benefit the cause as well. If you'd like to give but can't make it to the park, Cubs.com/give. So that's tomorrow night. Strike called on David Ross.
Breaking balls to get started here. Looks like Leake's starting to get a better feel for his breaking stuff. Certainly that was the case last inning. David Ross, a former Cincinnati Red, had a couple real nice years there. Career high 21 home runs for Cincinnati in 2006. And then 17 the next year.
JD, let me add one thing, actually a couple things to the replay conversation. Tag-up plays are now reviewable. So we can find out if a player left early on a tag-up play. That was not under the replay rules last year. And postseason games and tiebreakers and the All-Star game, you'll get 2 challenges, not just one. Pena has room and stumbles but makes the catch.
Spin will always bring that ball back towards the field of play, and unfortunately for Ross it stays in, and Pena hangs in there and makes a play.
Lester hit one hard his first time up. Fielder's choice, ground out to short.
Yeah, a couple really good swings in that at bat. Kyle Hendricks with an RBI single yesterday. Jason Hamill had a couple of knocks in his start over in Colorado. Cubs pitchers look like they're going to be able to do their fair share and helping themselves out.
Will land foul on the ledge in his bid for his first big league hit. By the way, I'm getting tweets praising my Pat Foley. That was you, actually. Tree and a turd. Nicely done, partner.
Yeah, well, we got it. Fired up for the playoffs.
So it's tree after 4. Oh wait, that's only out number 2. See, I got the pitcher batting ninth. Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated game used and autographed Cubs memorabilia. Go to Cubs.com/authentics and bid on weekly auction items, including MLB authenticated game used balls, jerseys, bases, and much more. 773-404-4753 for more info. All net proceeds of Cubs Authentics benefit Cubs charities. Two out of Herrera's in there. It's 2-1. Oh, Herrera showed bunt. Thought he was going to take ball 3, but instead it was strike 2.
Two-seam runner came back to the corner.
Negron over into left center. He's got it. Is the inning over yet? 1, 2, 3 outs.
That is Tree. Yeah.
Okay, after 4, it's Tree.
Everyone builds dream houses. But when you dream, you close your eyes. That's why you need a guide. To see if it's too close to the train. To line up a good school. And remind you of the cost of a pool. With a RE/MAX agent, you will see how much better than a dream home the right home can be. RE/MAX. Dream with your eyes open.
Not the vast frozen plains or a wall of mountains. Nothing would get between him and what he was after. Some called him obsessed. We call him Mr. Coors. And the pure Rocky Mountain water he hunted down is still used to brew the beer that bears his name. Coors, the banquet beer.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America. Check out America's best-selling brand of utility vehicles.
I absolutely love the EcoBoost Explorer.
The power feels great.
You don't gotta do it yourself? Wow, I like that.
I think the Edge is perfect.
It's fast, great on gas. It really felt like I was driving a 6.
The front camera, that's phenomenal.
I don't think you're gonna get me out of this car.
Take the EcoBoost Challenge at your Ford dealer, and for a limited time, get an Explorer with 0 for 60 plus $750 competitive owner cash, or lease one for only $289 a month.
Tomorrow night, Jake Arrieta takes the hill for the Cubs in Game 2 of the series. We'll have the first pitch for you at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Mike Leake will start it for the Reds. Did you notice the all-time series was pretty close? You know, the Cubs have a one-game advantage since 1890. 1,113 wins, 1,112 losses against the Cincinnati Ball Club.
They've been doing it a long time. The recent history is really slanted heavily towards the Reds, although the Cubs, the last time the Reds were in town, swept them in a 3-game series, and the Reds only scored 1 run.
Cubs are 17-37 versus Cincy the last 3 seasons. They have not won a season series over the last 5. So they'd like to turn that around this season. 19 matchups in all. Cut and a miss, strike 3. Kind of feels like John Lester's back.
Yeah, both starting pitchers settling in, and Lester after that first inning, and command issues and the errant throw at first base seems to put that behind him for now. And you get the sense that both these starting pitchers like to work quickly, and they're trying to push the tempo a little bit after that sluggish start.
Lester only has 2 strikeouts. Both have been against Leake. Two and 0. Tigers lost in Pittsburgh 5-4. First defeat of the season. But the Royals won 12-3 at Minnesota. Kansas City off to a 7-0 start. Fouled into the upper deck.
Pirates got a solid start from Garrett Cole. They got home runs from Alvarez Harrison and Corey Hart. Hart as a pinch hitter.
Second best start in Royals history. 0-3. They won 9 straight to begin the season. Oh, Lester.
He's really mad at himself. He's fighting his mechanics. He feels like he's drifting forward, not staying back long enough to get on top of that ball. There you go.
Called strike 3. Lester did have a couple of words for Jerry Meals after the first inning, but pretty smooth since.
Yeah, when you see a pitcher act demonstrably out there on the mound, you think he's upset with the umpire, but clearly he was upset with himself with his delivery, and then made a nice adjustment, got the ball down around the knees for the strikeout.
And we should explain the reason that is correct. What you say is a veteran like Lester's not going to show up a home plate umpire to that extent, right?
No, yeah, he might bark, but you're not going to see that kind of
hand gestures.
Yeah.
Triple and a run in the first for Votto, and he lines to Alcantara. Couple of strikeouts and a line out. That is now 7 straight retired by Lester.
With the dog as a partner, I've got to be up on my voice commands. That's why Xfinity's new voice remote is perfect for me. Find cop shows. I just say it and I see it. Finding my shows has never been easier. Watch Top Chef. The new X1 voice remote from Xfinity is coming soon. Perfect for people who want entertainment the easy way.
Honda's the only company ever to win both the Indy 500
and a Supercross Racing Championship. They were also the first to come up with this.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event, where you can get great deals on almost everything Honda makes, including the sporty Civic, named Best Value in its class. Get great deals on Civics right now.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on a Civic with standard rear-view camera. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Today, we celebrate this amazing couple. They have proven they can weather the storm, keep each other warm, and clearly last a lifetime.
To celebrate, Feldco's offering 2 windows for the price of 1.
Get 2 energy-efficient windows for the price of 1, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year.
2 windows for the price of 1, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan here with a Coors Light Cold Hard Facts Sportsnet Central update. Patrick Kane has been cleared for full contact and may be available for Game 1 between the Hawks and the Predators Wednesday night in Nashville. Don't forget, you can catch that game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Puck drop just after 7:30. That'll do it from here. Back to Len and JD at the Friendly Confines.
Cubs batting in the bottom of the 5th in a 3-3 tie. A strike on Dexter Fowler, who has struck out and grounded out. After hitting the game-winning home run in the 9th inning yesterday. Most teams trailing go to the 9th, lose. The Cubs lost every game last year in which they trailed entering the 9th. They were 0-79. Usually you win a couple.
Yeah, 1 or 2, yeah.
Strike 3 on the inside corner. Fowler not so sure. Fourth strikeout. 3 have been looking.
Now, he started him with a backdoor breaking ball, got a call for strike 1, and then started pounding away at that inside corner with those come on back 2 seamers. I think has really hit his stride here. Hasn't had an answer for Rizzo, though. 2 solid singles so far tonight. If you ever hear an announcer say he boxed the ball, that was it right there. That's a good video of a catcher boxing a ball. Just completely clanked it, almost pancaked it.
What's the difference between pancaking it and waffling it?
Well, I think if you waffle the ball, you hit it hard.
Okay.
You pancake it, you just kind of smash it into the ground. He's expecting this thing to do one thing and it does another, and he gets all turned around on it. He doesn't really throw anything straight. His fastball has good run and sink and occasionally a cutter. There's a good sinker right there, well placed. Before he kind of got his footing, he got ambushed by the Cubs, and Soler hit his first home run of the year.
Later fly to the warning track in right. That's a strike in the outer third. Even a 2 apiece. Topped right back to the pitcher, Leake, to end the inning. We're tied at 3 after 5.
The bags fly freeing, no change feeing, people loving, low fare leading airline. But that didn't fit on the side of our plane. Ever worry you're going to end up on one of those teeny tiny itty bitty regional jets? We don't. Southwest only flies 737s. You know, the big ones.
Hey, Jerry. Nice yard. I bet this dead wood really hits home for you. The only thing getting trimmed around here are property values.
Does it ever feel like your yard work is taunting you?
Where you going? The nail salon's the other way.
Take back your yard with professional-grade equipment from Echo. Reliable, easy to use, and backed by a 5-year warranty. Echo. Get serious. During the Echo National Sales Event, get the SRM 225 trimmer for less than $200.
Oh, new Corolla.
Looks fun.
Fun? It's got Bluetooth connectivity, an Entune audio system, and even voice recognition.
Cool.
So how about a test drive?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I thought I was gonna drive.
She's in the zone.
Woo!
Get 0% APR financing on an exciting new 2015 Corolla, or lease Corolla for just $169 a month.
It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places!
Saturday on Plus. The men in red are fired up and ready to erupt in Montreal with a rush of hell-raising fury. Watch them inflame the impact and go for the goal. Coverage starts at 1:30 on CSN Plus. Flame on.
The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55 guests and include food, all-you-can-drink, beverages, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites. Started out looking like a slugfest. We had the same score in the 6th as we did after 1. Mano on Todd Frazier. 1-1. John Lester from Tacoma, Washington. Second round pick of the Boston Red Sox in 2002. Front office led by Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer, very familiar with John Lester, of course. He's their top free agent target in the offseason as Frazier flies to left. To Bellarmine Prep in Tacoma.
Stepping to the plate, the second baseman, Brandon Phillips.
Cancer survivor. We know the connection with Anthony Rizzo, and when Rizzo was a young player in the Red Sox organization, John Lester talked to him about getting through his health issues.
Yeah, now they find themselves teammates, cornerstones here for the Cubs.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked years ago about being teammates, but wearing a different uniform.
Yeah. Red instead of blue, and boy, what a thrill it would be to hoist a trophy together. That's the plan.
Mr. A former Tony Canigliaro Award winner. That ball floated into left. Good night for Phillips. 3 at bats, 3 hits.
Outfielder, Marlon Bird.
And now the running game becomes even more important.